I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So we're not building a tiny house today and we're not building an apartment. We're actually building on a 30 by 20. It's a proper sized family home and it has room for, I don't fully remember, 2 parents, 1 teen, 1 child, and 1 tiny human. And then I think there should also be room for a dog as well. You could possibly fit in a litter box in one of the 3 bathrooms, so you could have room for a cat as well if you want to. So I do want to say that the interior in this house is not really in a specific kind of style. I wasn't really trying to go for a specific style. I was just actually trying to go for a few grandma vibes here and there, which I hope that you can see in the interior, at least in the living room and also in the parents' bedroom. But it's not supposed to be for grandparents and their grandchildren. It's supposed to be for like a family. That would be a family too. You guys get what I mean, maybe for a pair of parents and their children. So it's supposed to be for like a regular sort of I don't know how to explain that. Anyways, you guys get what I mean. So, and also the facade of the build is inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest. I did, however, change it up. I also added a sunroom on the left side, and the color scheme and the details and all that stuff is my own, plus the landscaping. And yeah, I think that's about it for the intro. Did I forget something? Possibly what world we're building in. We're building in Willow Creek. And now I think that's about it. So I do want to say at some point during this voiceover, you may hear someone drilling upstairs. I don't know what's going on with him today. He woke me up when I say he woke me up, he didn't come into my apartment and wake me up, but my upstairs neighbor has a tendency to drill every day and I still don't understand why. And I have a feeling at some point it's gonna drive me insane. So I'll have to go up there and ask, what the heck are you doing? But yeah, he's just been drilling on and off all day and I can't really wait any longer. It's kind of been like he's had 30-minute pauses in between 5 minutes of drilling and I have no idea what he's doing. But I can't wait any longer, otherwise this video is going to be up late. So plus I don't know when he'll stop. Sometimes he's been drilling until like 8, sometimes at 9. And if I have to wait until that time to do the voiceover, the video will be up at 12, so I have to do it now. Anyways, so yeah, just a little bit of a warning. There's nothing I can do about it. I think like if he's like drilling now and then is fine because everyone works in their apartment, and I suppose if he has a lot of pictures that he wants to hang on his walls, that's fine too. But like it's every day, and I don't understand who needs to drill every day. His apartment is the same layout as mine. We don't have that many walls to drill in, so what the heck is going on? If he's making furniture at home, he shouldn't be doing that. So I don't really know. I'll have to go up there and ask at some point, but I just wanted to, I probably talked about this in like 5 voiceovers already. Honestly, I'm perplexed. I don't know who needs to drill every single day. I'm kind of curious what the heck is going on up there. But yeah, if you hear any drilling, that would be what's happening. It's just my upstairs neighbor being his annoying usual self. So anyways, I also want to say, because the last time I mentioned something about him, someone did kind of like not full on attack me, but was like, oh, you better not complain to your landlord about him. Everyone's allowed to make noise. This is drilling every single day, and I've not said a word to anyone other than you guys and my mom, and that's it. So I'm not complaining to anyone about it, like anyone who could get him thrown out of his apartment. Just want to throw that out there. But anyways. So as you can see, I actually decided to delete the back patio here because I had this vision, let's just put it like that, of the dining area being, so the living room and the dining area is in the same room, and because I added this box to the back of the house, I kind of just felt like it would be perfect. It would be the perfect area to have a dining room, plus they could sit there, or a dining area in this case, plus they could sit there and look over the backyard while they're eating, and I feel like that's just really nice. Plus they have a pool in the backyard that lines up with the window as well. I don't know, there's some symmetry going on today. So anyways, lots of dark furniture today as well. By the way, I used a lot of darker woods because it has been a while since I've used any dark woods, because I kind of used to use only dark woods in my builds, but then one day I decided that, because whenever I used lighter woods, I felt like the color scheme would always look off and a little bit bland and kind of, I don't know, not warm and cozy, sort of. You can see right now I'm kind of deciding which direction to go in because I wasn't really sure what kind of interior I wanted to go with straight away, so we're just playing around a little bit here at the start. But I used to use a lot of, I used to do a lot of interiors with darker woods because I just couldn't get the color scheme right when it came to lighter wood tones. So I decided to just go full out for a while there and just practice using those lighter woods, and I feel like I've gotten okay at it, but today I just wanted to make something a little bit darker, so that is what we're doing. And also, I know I'm not the only one who's having issues making those couch or that couch and those chairs work. They are from Discover University. They kind of have like a grandma vibe to them, but at the same time also something really like, they look a little bit expensive as well, and I really didn't want them to look expensive. I wanted them to look just grandma. So I was set on making them work, and I decided to actually go for this color at the end. I feel like it goes, because it's like a soft sort of pink, like a muted sort of rosa color. Well, how did you call that? We would call it rosa in Danish. I feel weird using my own name as a color. And by the way, my real name is not Aveline, it's Rosa. Now you know. But I feel like that powder pink, whatever, let's call it that, blush color, I feel like it goes really well with darker wood tones because it's kind of like there's a nice contrast going on there, because darker wood tones are very rustic, and then you have the powder pink, which is just cute. So I don't know, there's a nice contrast there. I feel like it works in this interior, but I was set on making that couch and those chairs work. So anyways, and also I was so set on just mixing a lot of packs in this build. I don't tend to limit myself when it comes to packs, as you guys may know. I do get a lot of comments about it because I don't do a lot of pack restricted builds, simply because I find them really tedious to do. And I also paid for the vast majority of my packs, so I feel like I kind of have, like, it's okay for me to use them. I don't know how to explain that, but if I paid for something, I'm allowed to use it, you get what I mean? So yeah, anyways, usually I don't do pack restricted builds, but I also don't sit down and think, I just want to mix everything. It just sort of happens a little bit, like you take a piece from base game and then another one from Jungle Adventure, and then you just have a few pieces here and there from the different packs, but it's not like I'm like, I want to mix every pack together in this living room. That's sort of what I was trying to do today. So there is a coffee table that is from Jungle Adventure. I think the fireplace is from Parenthood. We have a few pieces from Cats and Dogs as well, like the corner shelves and also the floor lamp. And then both the couch, the chairs, and also the rug are from Discover University. So I was just like set on trying to mix everything. I think that lamp on the table, on the coffee table, no, that's not what it's called, end table, side table, whatever, the table next to the couch, I think it's from Seasons, but I could be wrong about that. I honestly don't know, but I use that lamp so often. I think it looks fancy. It looks grandma, but it could also look really expensive and luxurious. So I love using that lamp. Anyways, moving on to the kitchen. I was trying to go for, actually in here, we are going for a lighter wood tones, but it's because I really wanted to use these counters that are from Island Living, and they don't come in the right kind of, the dark brown they come in, the dark brown swatch is a very warm brown. I don't know how else to explain it. Whereas the one in the living room is a little bit more muted. I don't know. Maybe that makes sense to some of you guys, maybe not. So I just didn't like how those two wood tones would look together, so I decided to go for the lighter wood tone instead. So it's a little bit brighter in here, but I feel like it still works because it's a separate room. And still going for a lot of pink in here because it has to go with the couch and also the rug that I used under the dining table, which is actually brown, but there's like a slight pink tint to it, at least in my game. I feel like it might be because of my reshade, because it does have a pink tint to it. I don't know when that happened. It happened at some point. But yeah, that's basically the kitchen. Very rustic, but at the same time very bright, very light. And also, of course, a little bit grandma. So I also used Grandma Faye today, actually. I don't know. I kind of Okay, so I made one video where she was a ghost, and everybody seems to think that she's fully dead. I have a lot of different faces in my game. Like, I have one that's a punk Daniels, I have what was her name? High school or university student Daniels or so. I don't really remember her name. I have Grandma Daniels, I have Single Mom Daniels, I have Ghost Daniels. I have a lot of different Daniels in my game. So one of the versions is dead now. Yes, she died. One of them is also struck by lightning. And today we're using the grandma one because I needed some grandma vibes from her. So that is basically why she's Elder Fae or Grandma Fae and she's standing outside. So anyways, we're moving on to the parents' bedroom here. I haven't used this bed yet, but it is from Discover University and I felt like it kind of fit the theme perfectly. Like, it's slightly grandma but not overly grandma. So I decided to go for it. Also, I do realize that not all grandmas have the same taste. My grandma, one of my grandmas, definitely, or both of my grandmas actually, definitely do not have this sort of furniture taste or taste in furniture. So I'm well aware that not every grandma out there has the same. Actually, my mom is a grandma too, and she doesn't like this sort of furniture. So yeah, not because I don't have children, but one of my sisters do have 2 kids, so she's a grandma because of that. Just so you know before you ask any questions. But yeah, so I just want to point that out. If there are any of you that are grandmas out there, I do realize that you may not necessarily have this sort of taste, but for some reason, I like to call vintagey looking furniture grandma style. And I don't know, I feel like it's super cute. My sister actually has somewhat this kind of furniture style, I believe. She likes like vintage looking lamps, for example. She also has, I think her and her boyfriend have this sort of pink theme going on in their living room. It's not like hot pink, not that sort of pink. It's a very muted pink. You kind of have to look at it to actually see that it is pink. So maybe in reality, this house is actually not inspired by grandmas, but by my sister instead, by my big sister. Could be. I don't really know. So, but I felt like it was so cute using this sort of vintage looking furniture and then have it be pink as well and make it a family home. I do realize that the rooms on the second floor, so the teens room, the child's room, and also the tiny humans room, they're not in the same sort of theme, at least not as far as I remember. We'll see in a little bit. But I also felt like it's a little bit difficult to, because we have a limited amount of furniture for children's rooms and also tiny human rooms, toddler rooms especially. So it's just kind of, theme-wise, it's a little bit difficult. Hopefully you guys get what I mean. But yeah, also, by the way, this is a sort of like a hobby room, office room. I did put some bookcases in here, so they have a couch as well, so they can sit over in the corner and read if they want to. But I also wanted them to have an easel, for example. There's a couple of hobby items elsewhere in this house. In the sunroom, for example, there is a flower arrangement table, and I think in the teens room, there is possibly, is it a piano or is it something else? I don't really remember. I just remember putting some hobby items in their room. So we'll see in a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that the family had stuff to do together, or maybe they had stuff to practice some skills on, if that makes sense. I do realize that if you can't actually make room for the different hobby items, your Sims can still read, so they can still better their skills or improve their skills through reading. But that's also a little bit boring sometimes, at least I feel like it is. It's been a while since I've actually played the game, so other than building, which I still consider playing the game because it's a part of the game, so you're still playing the game. But gameplay-wise, sorry for that noise, gameplay-wise, I haven't actually played the game for a very long time, so there are certain things that I don't fully remember, but I do remember that reading books, my Sims would constantly stop reading for no reason. It's not like they were done with the book or anything like that, they just stopped reading. I think they got bored or something, so that gets a little bit annoying. And yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit more fun as well to have the actual hobby items. So, but yeah, the sunroom was turned into this sort of gardening area. So there was a lounge area out there, or a couch they could sit on, a wicker couch, and also 2 plant pots and a flower arrangement table and a lot of plants as well. So It's not for it's not just to lounge in, it's more like another hobby area of the house, sort of. So I remember now because this is actually the teens room, and I did manage to come up with a color scheme that sort of went well with the rest of the house. The bed is a little bit more red, but there's still some pink on it, and we're still going for the same dark brown as we are in the rest of the house, except for the kitchen. But anyways, so because usually with teens rooms, I tend to put a lot of music instruments. Also, I'm so sorry about the camera movement, but it's because of the roofing. There's nothing I can do about it. I try my best to keep it under control, but sometimes you just zoom out a little too much and the camera goes crazy, so that happened. But because I tend to use or put a lot of music instruments in my teen rooms, or I do that quite often at least, today for this house, or not today because I built this 2 days ago, I decided to put some camera equipment in there instead. So this teen is very into photography. I kind of had a feeling that these postcards were pictures they'd taken themselves, so at least some of them, because we don't actually, like, I could put photo frames up on the wall, but I thought it would just be super cute if they had like a corkboard and then they kind of pinned their photographs on the corkboard instead, because it's a little bit more teen-like instead of, or actually, I don't know, is it? It's been a while since I've been a teen. I thought it would be, like, I really wanted a corkboard when I was younger, when I was a teen, actually. I never got one, but that was, like, one of my goals. I wanted a corkboard so I could have both photographs of me and my friends, but also, like, different quotes that I liked and postcards that I've gotten from my dad and also my friends just hanging on, because my dad tends to send a lot of postcards. Whenever he's abroad, he always sends postcards. So I don't know, it's kind of fun. I have a lot of them. Anyways, so it would just be cool to have like a corkboard that you could pin these different things on. I feel like it's very personalized as well. So I decided to give the teen one of those. I was over, or the teen room was over with pretty quickly, but I kind of figured out the whole like layout of the room fairly quickly as well. And in here, by the way, the bathroom, I was desperately trying to make this a little bit more interesting compared to my usual bathrooms. Like, I'm trying to put in some effort with the bathrooms lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm really trying because I tend to just kind of rush through them a little bit. I'm not super interested in bathrooms. They're not my, definitely not my favorite room in the house, but I tried a little bit, so. And now we're moving on to the child's bedroom, and this is when the color scheme kind of, we sway away from the overall color scheme just a little bit in here. I did end up using a fair amount of items from Kids Room Stuff Pack. I wish we had more Kids Room stuff or furniture that was suitable for kids' rooms because we really don't have a lot of it. And you get kind of annoyed when you have to use the same stuff over and over and over. I do know that not like a kid's room could look a little bit more mature compared to this one. I realized because my own room as a kid, my own room as a kid definitely looked a little bit more mature compared to this one. We did have toys lying on the ground, but our room wasn't very colorful, for example. Not saying you can't make an adult's room that is colorful, that is definitely possible, but I tend to go a little bit, like I take it out, like it's just take it up a notch. How do you say that? Something like that, whenever I make toddler rooms and also kids rooms, so they just become a little bit more colorful compared to everything else in the house or the apartment. But yeah, I just wish we had more stuff. Also for toddler rooms, because I feel like I just go for the same items over and over and over, the same dresser especially, and the bookcase as well. And I think we only have like 3 beds as well for toddlers, which is not enough, so definitely liking some stuff there. I do realize that we didn't get toddlers until like, I don't even remember. I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. Was it 2017 or something? And the game came out in 2014, so it did take a while for toddlers to get here, which is possibly one of the reasons why we don't have as many things for them as we do for everyone else. But it would really be nice to have just a few more choices to choose between when making bedrooms for toddlers. I don't really think we need, like, honestly, I don't think we need a whole lot more CAS-wise, because Create-a-Sim-wise, because toddlers don't stay toddlers for very long in the game unless you play with aging off, or you play on long live time, long aging time, I don't remember what it's called. But I still feel like if you have every pack, we have a lot of stuff by now for toddlers in cats. So it's not like we desperately lack stuff for them, but when it comes to build, we definitely do. So I would love some more stuff, some more furniture for toddlers and also children, basically. That was my point. And this is when I decided that I wanted them to have a dog, so they have like a family dog and it was be super cute. I don't know what breed it is, but I did put a small pet bed in the parents' bedroom, so they could technically have a smaller pet or a smaller dog. But what you could also do is, like I said earlier, add some cat stuff to this house and they could have both a dog and also a cat. So the cat could use the pet bed and the dog could sleep elsewhere, because dogs don't necessarily always sleep in beds. They also sleep on the ground. I don't think cats also or always sleep in beds either. I wouldn't know. I've never had a cat, but I just have this vision of them, or this image idea of them sleeping on couches a lot and stuff, maybe on beds, like actual beds, not pet beds. Honestly, I wouldn't know. Never had a cat. But I know that my old dog, my childhood dog, whatever you want to call that, I grew up with a dog. She turned 16 in... She's gone now. May she rest in peace. But she turned 16 in 2016, actually. So she became quite an old dog. She got to 16 and a half. And I know that she didn't necessarily always only... Like, she was a diva. But she didn't mind sleeping on the floor, so I feel like it's the same for other dogs as well. So you could technically have a big dog sleeping in this house or living in this house with a family and also a cat. That was my point. It took a while to get there. Also, I'm sorry for cutting out some of the color scheme here, but honestly, I think I spent like over 30 minutes just trying to figure out what color scheme I wanted to go for, because I was really happy with this black and white one that I was using just before, but I just felt like it didn't fit with the exterior or with the interior, sorry. And I really need the two to go together often, at least. Not always, not necessarily always, but I like when the exterior of the house kind of goes hand in hand with the interior, so I felt like I just had to change it again, and it took me ages to get to that black and white one, so it took me a while to figure out what to turn it into afterwards as well, but we end up going for a brown brick and then I think some gray stone and then a little bit of white wood siding as well. And I think that's about it, actually. It goes hand in hand with the interior now, I want to say, at least. In my opinion, it does, because it does have brown tones on the exterior and it's not necessarily just black and white, which would definitely not have fit with the interior. So, and I do realize that not every house in real life has matching exteriors with interiors, but for Sims, it's just fun to do it like that, so I like to do it like that, basically. Also, in a bit, you'll see me putting down a car. That car, I always get questions about the cars when I use them. The car is from the World Objects catalog, and all my cheats are always in the description. You do have to activate bb.showhiddenobjects on for some reason before you use the World Live Edit Objects. What's it called? Live Edit? I don't remember. It's in the description. It's called something with Live Edit Objects or something. So I don't know why you have to use the Show Hidden Objects cheat before, but it might also just be my game. Don't really know, but the world objects don't want to show up until I've also used that cheat. And then you just search around. Over in the left side of the screen right now, you see a field, like a little bar where it says something, debug, possibly. I can't really see because my screen is too small. But in that little bar, you just type in debug and then you click on one of the options that are available, and a lot of items will show up in the catalog that you may not have seen before, and cars are some of them. So they're not mods, they're not CSC, they're not functional either, it's just decor, but I like to use them for exterior purposes because I think it just adds a little bit more personality to the exterior, and it kind of looks a bit realistic too, even though this car is a weird size, but I felt like it was really, really cute, so I had to use it, but yeah. Also, the rocks here that I'm using to make a path to the backyard, they're also from the World Objects catalog, and I think I've used them once before. They're always really difficult to find for me, and I don't really know why, but I managed to find them, and I think they look super cute. I like them a little bit better compared to the get-together rugs that I usually use. So I wanted to add something that looked a little bit more like proper path rugs. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the other ones are too round, basically. So I wanted there to be a little bit more detail. So yeah, anyways, I'm also using them a little bit here in the backyard, and you'll see that in a little bit. But for now, we're just doing landscaping. So the landscaping, of course, matches the landscaping at the front of the house. I'm using the exact same flowers. I'm placing them down in the exact same way because it just adds a little bit more cohesiveness to the build or to the landscaping. Is that a word? Cohesiveness? Cohesivity? No, I'm just kidding. Cohesiveness. So anyways, the pool is in the middle of the backyard, and then over here in the corner I added some plant pots because I feel like it would be cute for them to have, you know, since they have the sunroom where they already have a few plant pots. One of them is obviously into gardening, so for the summer and the spring months, possibly also fall months, they would need some plant pots outside to work with as well, so I added them over in the corner. And then they actually also have an outdoors kitchen, although not really a proper kitchen because they don't have a fridge or a sink, but there is a grill, a very big grill, and also a dining table, so they can sit outside and grill together and eat together and just hang out together and have fun times. And yeah, other than that, I also added a sand pit over in one of the corners for the kid and possibly also the toddler. Now that I think about it, it would have been cute to add a kiddie pool, but I didn't do that. I should have done that. I have a tendency to forget that the kiddie pool exists because it takes up so much space. So I just often forget that I have it, that I can use it, but I don't know, I feel like it would look cute over by the monkey jungle bar or whatever that thing is called in English. I don't even know what it's called in Danish, but it would look cute over by the same pit over here. So yeah, if you want to, if you have the kiddie pool, did it come with seasons? I think it came with seasons. So if you have seasons and you want the toddler to have something to do specifically for them, in the backyard as well, you can put a kiddie pool over here. And then of course, outdoor trash cans. Sometimes I don't include that in the video, but they're always in the uploaded version on the gallery, so don't worry about that. And I've been trying my best to spend a little bit less time editing as well, because I do have my second channel that I want up and running properly, so I am trying to put a little bit more time into that as well, but hopefully you guys can't see much of a difference. I feel like at least keeping track of it while I've been doing the voiceover. And I don't think you can see much of a difference, to be honest. So it's really nice for me that I just have a little bit more extra time to sit down and eat my dinner, for example, or spend a little bit more time doing the second channel. By the way, if you like Minecraft, I do Minecraft over on my second channel. There should be a link to the channel in the description down below if you're interested. Currently, I'm mainly doing build tutorials because I'm having a lot of fun building in Minecraft as well. Surprise! Anyways, but that is about it for today. So if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT. You can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
I wanted an adventure. I wanted something new. I gave you half my heart and figured there is just no trust in you. Fool you, I will fool you, I will fool you. 'Cause you're never gonna get the best of me. Use you, I will use you, I will use you until I am strong enough, until I can break these cuffs. You and I, we tried so hard to make it. You promised me that you would never leave. But time and time again I knew you'd break it. You said, honey, it's just the nature of my being. I wanted an adventure. I wanted something new. I gave There is just no trust in you. Fool you, I will fool you, I will fool you. 'Cause you're never gonna get the best of me. Use you, I will use you, I will use you. Until I am strong enough, until I can break these cuffs. You and I, we met a Tuesday morning. Fool you, I will fool you, I will fool you. 'Cause you're never gonna get the best of me. Use you, I will use you, I will